What's going on, everybody? Noah from Stage 3 Motorsports here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to remove and replace your factory halogen taillight housings and bulbs on a 2018 to 2020 F150. The first thing you'll want to do is drop your tailgate down, and you'll see two screw heads here going into the taillights. Now, to remove these, you're going to want to grab a small ratchet and a 5/16 socket to back them out. And if you don't have a 5/16, an 8mm will also work here, and you can even use a wrench if you don't have a ratchet for it. So we're going to remove both of those first. Now you'll want to grab your taillight and move it just slightly away from the body so there's a little bit of a gap where you can get your fingers in, and we're going to pull the taillight towards the back of the truck or bring it out towards me without breaking these two little tabs that are holding it in. There we go. Looking at the back edge of your taillight, you'll notice that there's two plastic pegs here that go into the bedside to support the whole unit. So when you pop these out, usually the bottom one will come out without an issue. The top one, though, tends to always grab the insert and pull it with it. Now, it's really not a big deal. You can see that the plastic inserts just kind of push into place. So you can use a pry tool to get this off and put it back in the bedside. The main thing is that you just don't want to forget to put this in if you're swapping to a new taillight housing or an aftermarket taillight, because if this isn't in there, your peg is going to fit loosely and you'll get a lot of rattling and shaking with the light. Now, to get the entire taillight assembly out of the truck, we just need to remove this wiring harness going into it. So you're going to reach in, put your thumb on top of this gray tab, push down, and then as you pull back, it should come free. Looking at the back of the housing now, you can see the sockets for both of our taillight and brake light bulbs, as well as the reverse bulb in the center. And to pop these out, it's pretty simple. There's a little arrow printed on these that says lock, showing you which way to tighten it in. So you're just going to pop it the reverse direction, rotate it back, and then we can wiggle it out of the housing and you'll see our bulb on the inside. Then to remove the bulb itself, you don't want to grab the glass part, you want to reach down towards the base, wiggle it back just a little bit, and it should pop out without you having to fight it too much. Then to install your new bulb, you're going to do the same thing, just pop it into place, give it a little click. Once it's locked in, we can put this right back in the housing where we pulled it out from and rotate it till it locks into place, and it won't rotate any further, so that's how you'll know you've got a good seal. Moving on to the reverse light, you'll notice that it's exactly the same process. You can just rotate this socket backwards, pull it out, our bulb's on the inside, and then once we pinch it and remove it, we can put the new one in. Now, just like with the taillights, you want to push it in so you get a good click, and then we'll put this back in the housing, lock it into place, and we're good to go. Now, when you're picking up your replacement bulbs for your taillights, you do want to make sure that you get the proper bulb for your generation of truck. And typically for these 2018 to 2020 F150s, the two taillight bulbs are going to be the same, and that's going to be a 3157. Then your reverse light bulb is going to be a 7440. And you can see them sitting in my hand here. If you pull the lights out, you can always double check that the blade on the back is going to work with the socket that you have. But just be certain that you got the right bulbs before you try and swap them in or break a bulb pushing it into place when it's not the proper fitment. From here, reinstallation of the factory taillight is going to be extremely simple. We're just going to walk back on the same steps we did to remove it to get it back into place.